Hello and welcome to this presentation, which focuses on how to use VerifEye, but with an emphasis on getting started quickly. My name is Russ Warner. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Converus. This presentation assumes you have a basic understanding of EyeDetect. I also want to mention that the testing protocol used in VerifEye has been patented. It has also been shown to be very effective in obtaining highly accurate test results. VerifEye represents a significant step in the evolution of credibility assessment. The Converus science team and development team have taken the scientifically validated technology behind EyeDetect to a mobile app. VerifEye is powered by AI for speech and eye recognition, as well as its algorithm. The technology in VerifEye is based on the same techniques and decades of research that have been conducted with EyeDetect. Similar to EyeDetect, VerifEye measures and analyzes subtle changes in pupil dilation and other involuntary eye reactions. And with that, it achieves a very high rate of accuracy, as high as 89%. The highest levels of accuracy are achieved only when the examinee is tested under optimal conditions, which I will describe in this presentation. If conditions are not optimal, accuracy will be reduced. There are many use cases for VerifEye. All involve helping organizations or individuals uncover the truth about a person's background, claims, creditworthiness, or identity, among other things. EyeDetect is most often used for pre-employment screening and ongoing employee evaluations. However, VerifEye enables organizations to streamline hiring by allowing applicants to self-administer tests immediately after applying online. With VerifEye, you can verify statements about insurance claims, online profiles, parole, compliance, infidelity, etc. For credit use cases, regardless of the person's location, you can validate their credit history, their application, and documents before granting an account, line of credit, or a loan. For identity verification, VerifEye can confirm a person's identity before associating it with a biometric or before granting access to an account, a transaction, a line of credit, or other services. In simple terms, getting started with VerifEye only requires a few steps. First, a test link is created in the Converus dashboard. That link indicates to the system the examinee, the test being taken, the sub-account to which it is assigned, the language in which it's presented, and the server on which the data will be stored. Next, the link must be sent to the examinee, and there are various options available, including text messaging, email, or a QR code. When the examinee receives that link via the methods I just described, upon clicking the link on their phone, the test will start. If the app is not installed on the phone, the examinee will be directed to the App Store to complete the installation. Once VerifEye is installed, the test will begin, and the examinee will listen to questions and verbally answer true and false questions for about 10 minutes while looking at the back camera of the phone. When the test is completed, the data will be analyzed in a few minutes, and a score will be calculated by the algorithm, along with a corresponding test report. This information is available in the Converus dashboard for those with login credentials. This slide summarizes some features of VerifEye. The hardware used to administer a VerifEye test includes Android or Apple smartphones. The average length of a VerifEye test is about 10 minutes. The mean accuracy of a VerifEye test can be as high as 89%, but it depends on the quality of the phone, testing conditions, and cooperation of the test taker. The available languages for VerifEye depends on the location and digital voices supported in that area. The person who proctors or administers the test can be the examinee. However, VerifEye can be administered and monitored by a trained test proctor, just like EyeDetect. The test taker does not read any questions. The test is administered orally using the digital voice available on the phone. The test taker verbally answers each true and false question when prompted. VerifEye test results are available in the Converus dashboard online, where service providers or customers have control over the test reports and their access. This slide shows the technical requirements for iPhone or Android phones. The iPhone must be an iPhone 11 or newer with iOS 14 or higher, or an iPhone with iOS 12 or higher installed. For Android, the phone requires at least 3 GB of RAM and storage space, although more is preferable, and a minimum 720 pixel camera, but higher resolution is better. Before a test begins, the phone will be evaluated by the VerifEye app to determine if the processor is fast enough to meet the requirements of the VerifEye software. Generally speaking, Android phones older than 3 or 4 years are probably not adequate. If an Android phone is used, the system requires the flash to be enabled at 100% while testing. If you proctor a test, you can put masking tape over the flash to minimize the brightness if needed. This setting cannot be overridden. If using an iPhone, the flash will be adjusted based on the distance between the examinee's face and the phone. The phone's camera resolution decides the space needed to get optimal images of the examinee's eye. Newer cameras generally have higher resolution. This slide shows photos of 3 people who are self-administering a VerifEye test. It's better to rest your elbows on a stationary object such as a desk to avoid fatigue. I will talk about room conditions momentarily. VerifEye includes a tutorial with 12 very short videos which play automatically before the test begins. If the test taker wishes to skip the tutorial, that's possible. You select the Skip Tutorial option in Settings. These 12 mini videos explain how to behave and prepare for the test. Each video, like I said, lasts a few seconds. The entire tutorial takes about a minute. Unless the test taker clicks the blue circle with the arrows near the bottom right corner of the screen. When that's clicked, the circle changes to gray, and this allows the test taker to manually progress from one screen to another by selecting the right or left arrows at the bottom of the screen. If desired, the person can put the tutorial in automatic play mode by clicking the circle with arrows. After the video tutorial, the pre-test instructions follow. These include a series of screens with an explanation of the test topics. The examinee should watch and listen to the instructions. Upon completion, the test taker will be prompted to say Start to begin the practice test. For best results, we recommend proctoring tests. In this case, room conditions such as lighting and background noise and examinee participation can be monitored. When this is done, accuracy improves. In proctor mode, pre-test instructions directly follow a health advisory that mentions the use of flash. This must be accepted to continue. When the instructions begin, the app displays the screen you see here on the slide. Once the camera engages, a live view of the examinee's face is visible from the front-facing camera. Verbal instructions will automatically begin and describe the test topics. While the examinee listens, the proctor can position the phone appropriately in a tripod or selfie stick. During the instructions, the flash will be disabled and no data will be recorded. During the pre-test instructions, it's not required that the examinee be in the optimal position, but it does give the test proctor time to make adjustments. When the flash is enabled, you can make final adjustments. The instructions proceed at their own pace until the test taker is prompted to say Start to begin the practice test. The optimal position looks like this, whether in solo or proctor mode. The bottom of the camera should be level with the person's mouth and the top of the phone slightly tilted away from the face. In proctor mode, prompts on the screen will indicate the optimal distance from the face of the person from the phone, which is dependent on the resolution of the phone's camera. Ensure the person is comfortable in the position you believe is best, and then initiate the test. While the pre-test instructions are presented audibly, adjust the phone to the correct distance and height to get in position, then that will appear on the screen. This slide shows advantages and disadvantages to each method. Solo mode can be convenient. Tests can be taken immediately on a person's phone anywhere. Proctor mode requires travel to the location of a trained proctor. In solo mode, the test is controlled by the examinee, which can lead to less than ideal conditions. A proctor can ensure ideal room and testing conditions. In solo mode, the quality of data received depends on the person's compliance and understanding. In proctor mode, data quality is likely better under their control. Quality also depends on the phone used. Solo mode is limited by the examinee's phone, which could be low quality. A proctor can use a newer phone with a high-resolution camera. In solo mode, the test experience will depend on the person's Wi-Fi or internet connection. A proctor can ensure a strong, more reliable connection. In solo mode, the test taker cannot access test results, and they must be informed later. In proctor mode, results are quickly available in the dashboard. In solo mode, the phone will be held by the test taker and may not be stable. The proctor can use a tripod on a table or selfie stick to ensure better data collection and to minimize examinee fatigue. In solo mode, the test taker may have no knowledge how to disable the flash if needed. A proctor can tape the flash if the examinee has photosensitivity. However, regardless of the testing method, we recommend the use of flash to ensure better data collection. During the test, the examinee will listen to questions and answer verbally. Reading is not required. However, glasses should not be worn. The person must be functionally mature, which refers to being able to hear questions, comprehend them, and then respond. This is a list of potential challenges to obtaining good test results. Conditions reducing test accuracy include drug or alcohol intoxication on the part of the examinee, use of eye drops to dilate the pupils, a brain injury, an eye disease or injury, use of heavy makeup, allowing a hair or a hat to cover the eyes, hearing loss, or if the testing room has limited or excessive lighting, too many windows, or reflections from a TV or computer screen. A test proctor can control all these conditions, while a test administered in solo mode by the examinee may have challenges. Regardless of the testing method, it's crucial to minimize calls and interruptions during testing. Once a test is started, if the examinee is interrupted, they have 5 minutes to resume the test or the test will expire. The examinee should minimize all apps, ignore incoming text messages, calls, and alerts. Calls should be declined and alerts should be silenced. If the examinee is not aware of the 5-minute grace period, they may become frustrated when attempting to resume a test after 5 minutes. With VerifEye, there are 2 testing protocols. The V3R allows 1 relevant and 2 comparison questions and is well suited for single-issue testing. Accuracy in lab studies was as high as 89% under optimal test conditions. The V4R allows 3 relevant and 1 comparison question, which is well suited for screening test. Accuracy in lab studies was as high as 84% under optimal conditions. The test format is as follows. First, there are pre-test instructions, followed by a practice test. Then the app conducts a brief test to familiarize itself with the examinee's voice. In this test, the examinee is asked to say true and false 3 times each. This helps create a baseline audio recording of the test taker, allowing recognition of those responses during the test. Then the real test begins. The digital voice on the phone will prompt and guide the test taker through each section. The test includes one 15-second break about halfway through. After that break, the test taker must be positioned correctly before the test continues. The total testing time is about 10 minutes. There are no neutral questions during the real test. All questions relate to the test topics and follow a unique, patented format. Questions are presented orally using a digital voice on the examinee's phone. All statements are true and false and begin with an introductory phrase, followed by a topic phrase, and conclude with a declaration phrase. For example, if the test topic is about stealing $20, a statement could be presented. About stealing the $20, I am guilty. The introductory phrase here is about. The topic phrase is stealing the $20. The declaration phrase determines whether the examinee should respond true or false. In this example, it is I am guilty. The expected response to this question would be false, because most examinees deny participating in the target behavior or crime. The second example here, regarding stealing the $20, I did not do it. The introductory phrase is regarding, the topic phrase is the same, stealing the $20, and the declaration phrase is I did not do it. The expected response here is true to deny stealing. Questions are worded in a way to capture the examinee's attention, and they're presented only one time and they're not repeated. The person does not know whether to respond true or false until the end of the statement. This approach has been patented. It causes a peak of attention and is shown to create strong pupillary responses among the guilty. There are 2 ways to download the VerifEye app. First, the app can be downloaded anytime from the App Store. If the app is not present on the phone, when the examinee clicks the link to take the test, they will be prompted to download the app. In summary, getting started with VerifEye requires a few steps. We at Converus must create a VerifEye sub-account in the dashboard for each customer. Also, the person managing the dashboard should have a VerifEye login. You will need to indicate which test to assign to your account, and we will need to add test licenses so that the test can be scored. For customers or service partners, test licenses must be purchased and assigned to the account. A dashboard login is required, and the following 3 steps shown in bold are the basic tasks necessary to conduct a test. I will now discuss these 3 steps in more detail. First, log in to the Converus dashboard. Upon entering, you'll be on the home screen. If you have never run an EyeDetect test, your home screen will resemble the one shown here. If you have run EyeDetect tests, you will see those test results on the home screen. In the upper left corner of the screen, there's a VerifEye tab, which you can select, and you will see that there are 3 options available. Click the first one, which is Create Test Link. At that point, a new screen will appear, featuring a section where you can enter the examinee's name, ID, email, phone number, and the test to be administered. The only required fields are the type of examinee, which is new or a list of names would appear. Then you can type in their name or an ID number, and then choose the test to be administered. If you click on the down arrow on the test name field, you'll see a list of tests that have been assigned to your account. If the test you require is not on the list, it has not been assigned, and you'll need to contact Converus to do that. After adding the examinee name and choosing the appropriate test, click the blue Submit button. Now a new screen will appear offering 3 choices to manage the test link that has been created. Remember, the test link indicates the subaccount, examinee, test, and test language. You can immediately click to start the test. This is an option used by test proctors who create test links on their own phone and then administer tests to examinees. The other 2 options, you can copy the link and then go to another app such as WhatsApp to send it. Or you can click Email Link, which will launch your email app and prepare an email message to be sent, which includes the test link. After you've created a test link or 2, go to the Test Links Created screen to monitor the status of the links created, and that's accessed on the same VerifEye tab you chose a few moments ago. In this screen, you can view a list of tests corresponding to specific examinees, including the test name, the date the link was created, and the link status such as created, opened, or started. You can copy the link if needed to resend it, or even start the test immediately. The trash icon on the right allows you to delete a link if needed. When a test has been completed and you're ready to look at the score and the report, go to the test results page. On this screen, you can see a list of test results, including the examinee's name, the date, and the score for each relevant issue. On the far right, you see the test summary, which is credible, not credible, or a variety of other results, which you're accustomed to with EyeDetect. You can click on the examinee's name, which is a hyperlink, to see the test report in the browser. Or you can click on the PDF icon and download a copy of the test report. The test report will indicate the overall result and the data quality score in the upper right corner. It includes the examinee's name, email, ID, phone number if applicable, and 4 photos of the examinee's face, here shown as icons. These photos were taken at random times during the test and allow you to determine if the person who started the test is the same person who finished the test. Additionally, the report displays information such as the test name, test date, test number or ID, and the test key, which serves as a unique identifier for the test. Scrolling down the test report, you can see the credibility score for each relevant topic. There's a summary of examinee answers, which indicate whether the person answered questions as expected, failed to answer questions, or answered in such a way that their verbal responses were unrecognizable. The following section shows a summary of data, which is an indicator of the quality of the data gathered from the eyes, which is related to the camera resolution and the room conditions. Below that is a section indicating what the outcome means, such as what a credible or a truthful outcome suggests. The test report also provides the pre-test instructions and gives an example of each of the relevant questions with its expected answer. I will end this presentation with an example of a process that can be used if automation is created using the VerifEye Software Developer Kit. For example, Step 1, the applicant visits an employer's website. Step 2, they find and complete the application. The employer's system determines if the person meets the minimum requirements, and if so, creates and sends a VerifEye test link to the applicant in Step 3. In Step 4, the applicant clicks on the test link, is prompted to download the VerifEye app, and in Step 5, they take the test. Step 6, the test data and eye images are processed and uploaded to a scoring server. In Step 7, the test is scored, a report is generated, and it's posted in the employer's dashboard in Step 8. In Step 9, the company can make decisions and take action. That concludes this VerifEye Quick Start presentation. If you have additional questions, please send an email to info@converus.com. You can also visit the VerifEye page on the Converus website at converus.com/verify. Thank you.